Is your novel's ebook formatting or chapter navigation broken? This video is going to help you with the most common fixes step by step so you can sell your ebook today. Beginners, watch my other tutorial first. Advanced folks, let's get started. You've been working on your book. Now let's see what it looks like on a Kindle. I've looked on my table of contents. Obviously, I'm missing a chapter. Kindle builds navigation from word heading styles, not visual formatting. One of the quick checks you can do is go under View, Navigation pane, hit these bulleted points here. Now you can see it. So automatically I can tell I've missed something on chapter 4. So let's just click that to scroll down to see what is missing. When I check my styles down here, I've missed it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to fix it. And you can see already it's starting to show in the sidebar. Perfect. So now I look at my navigation pane, the chapters all aligned. It's important you follow step by step because skipping anything can break the next fix. Here's another very common one when you're looking at your table of contents. You're thinking, you try to click on it, nothing works. There's no hyperlinks. It's not taking you down to the lower chapters. Now you can check the table of contents, the navigation pane. Now it's all there. Why table of contents often fail is because they're either created before you've created the heading styles. You've actually included page numbers. And if I look on this one in particular, there you go. I've included page numbers. Or you've done some manual edits on the chapter heading and title, similar to what happened before. Now you can find the same issue on Kindle Previewer. So if I go and check, it's confirmed the Kindle reader is not reading my table of contents. So you did something like this. You did the custom table of contents, which is good, but you allowed to have page numbers here, or you did not click this hyperlink. So these are some very common issues. So here what you can do is just remove page numbers, but you want to make sure you keep the hyperlinks. And now you can see my table of contents doesn't have any page numbers because really you don't need page numbers. Let's just double check on Kindle Previewer. So now you can go through your various chapters and you're going to see it. Why having extra blank lines and huge gaps in your formatted Word document that you want to transfer to ebook is pretty critical. So let's take a look at what that might look like. If I put it up on Kindle Previewer and I haven't caught it yet, and I'm looking at it, and then I see these large gaps or inconsistent gaps in the paragraphs. We need to fix that. Now, what you really need to realize is the Kindle Previewer renders every paragraph returned literally. So every time we have this, we do a manual enter and spacing, the Kindle's going to read it and it's going to show up on it like we just saw. So we absolutely do not want that. What we're going to do is go quickly to find and replace. And I'm going to click here and click replace. What we're going to find is those pesky extra paragraph spacings we don't want. So we're going to do this twice. Do replace. You see I have about 5 there. So, but I don't know how many across the board. I'm just going to keep clicking replace all. It's already shrunk. Let's go back to the top. Now we have a few more, 4 more, and then replace all. Finally, I'm done. Now, this is a very common error. You're going to have or want to put in some seam breaks, but they're going to be spaced throughout the document. I just have it in one page for an example. And you can tell that when I click on the formatting button, I might have a single space here, or I accidentally do double spaces, no spaces, or I made the mistake of tabbing it over when I shouldn't be. So you should never try to do the manual entries like the tabs or the entering the spaces on your own. You cannot do that. What you should be doing is creating its own style. So the best thing you can do is actually just go to these sections and clear formatting, because you want to get rid of all your issues, get rid of those lines. And if you want to do it quickly, you can do or find and replace. So now that I cleared those extra spacing, what I'm going to do is actually do this. So if for a scene break, if in a Mac and a PC, if you do things like this, it actually can be shortcuts for other type of formatting. So we don't want to see that. So if you're having that issue where it converts to another shortcut, that can be very frustrating on its own. So what you do is just do an asterisk, then you do Option, space, asterisk, Option, space, another asterisk. Then you can do Final Option, space. So you can see now those little circles are implying those are 4 spaces. You actually want those spaces to be there. Then you're just going to center it. So now here, I'm going to create my own style. So new style, scene break 2. And I'm going to go to format paragraph. And I'm going to make sure there's no indent, no special indent there. Now you can choose to have spacing if you want, and you certainly can. And this will be how it looks. And that gives you a little bit of extra padding between, and you can do a little bit more or less than you want. And then this is very simply clicking the seam break, and then now you have that consistency throughout your document. Now this ensures that your seam breaks look professional across all Kindle devices, because again, Kindle readers, they don't look at the visual formatting, they look at the structure of how you create. And in having seam breaks, it's very important to have a style with it. So section breaks are designed for the print layout. So oftentimes when authors are trying to create an ebook, they'll cut and paste without clear formatting, and they'll bring in issues. So we're going to fix that. As you can see, I think I've done my book correctly. It kind of looks good to me, and yet when I do the table of contents navigation, I am finding errors. Okay, so I click on chapter 1, it takes me to the table of contents. That's not what I wanted to see. How do I fix this? So I'm going to go back to my Word document, and I see that I have various page breaks here. Oh, there it is. When you see those double lines of death, you know you've done something wrong in your ebook formatting. Now, in most cases, you will not use section breaks at all, and we have to get rid of those. There it is again. We've done it too many times. Another quick fix is just go to Find here and then Replace to get the sidebar. And we're just going to use this symbol. It's very fast. To find section breaks, it shows up, and we're going to leave this blank. And then just boom, replace all. And I've made all of my changes, and I've gotten rid of that. So now I'm just simply going to insert a page break. And of course, if I have any extra spaces, that's easy. We know how to fix that. And then we're good. Now that you've fixed your table of contents issues, the gaps removed, and have seam breaks applied, your ebook will flow predictably on a Kindle. Fantastic, congratulations. However, if you want advanced formatting tips of whether you're an indie or traditional type of formatting, that I will cover in the next video. Now, if you happen to like these tutorials, click like and subscribe. Happy writing.